So yes, I am Travis Halverson. I've been a Follow Boss user for the last 3 or 4 years now. It's been amazing. I'm super excited to be here, and it's a huge opportunity to be a part of all of you guys. A lot of big names that we just watched. It was actually super cool to see all you guys type in chat, and I know that last speaker said, "Tell us what you're drinking right now," but I would love if everybody could just say hi. I don't know why I'm super nervous. I spoke at FubCon twice now, but like I feel like over Zoom, it's much more. I don't know. It's scarier. I don't know why. I have no idea. But if everybody could just say hi to me, I don't know what that would do. It just makes me feel as if I'm not alone in all of this. And I love to
What's
see the
up,
chat.
Travis? How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good,
How's it
brother.
going? That's awesome.
Listen,
That
I
was
was
so much
gonna
better.
Call. You already have 1,000 highs.
I
Just look
was-
at the
Oh,
chat.
perfect.
I was
You have
gonna
1,000
wear
of them.
my Mandalorian helmet behind just for you, but you know.
You should have. That would actually make me feel much better. That would have been great. I would have loved that. But I'll go ahead and I'll jump into all this. So I was actually, I guess, blessed with the topic of the art of first contact strategies for effective appointment setting, which is something that I absolutely love. I don't know how I lucked out with that, but it's just amazing because it's something as an ISA of 6 years, going on my 7th year is something that is like near and dear to me. This is something that I am a big believer in and something that I preach from a very high level. Like I said, I talk about it all the time. So we'll go ahead and get into this in the presentation we're going to talk about. And I do apologize. And it's great that we're running behind on my session because I'm a very fast talker. That's the ISA in me. So we'll actually get through this pretty quick. So I apologize if I go quick. I think I know the recording. You can actually go down to like 0.5 speed. So you guys can slow me down that way. That'll be something for you guys to do after this. But yeah, this presentation is just going to provide a lot of valuable insights on the way that I do first contact and just to set appointments and the ways that you go about doing it. This is really going to be like a high level overview from an ISA perspective and from a solo agent. And it will be something for CEOs and team leaders to really take away as well. This will be something that'll be beneficial for them as well. So who am I? As I've said my name like 5 times, Travis Halverson. I had 6 years as an ISA. I'm a Chet Black digital coach. I'm blessed to be a part of that community. It's been amazing. I do a lot of their conversion, things like that. I'm in the database every single day, still setting the appointments as much as I possibly can. So I'm in the trenches. I'm also the creator of Canary. It's a follow-up system that we've implemented inside of Follow Up Boss for a lot of the teams inside of Keller Williams. And I'm an easy home search partner. So if you guys are all familiar with Preston Guyton and his project that he's been working on, and phenomenal lead source as well. I'm just excited to give you guys some of the insights. So let's hop on in. So what we're going to cover in this whole presentation, which is actually only 10 slides, which is now down to 7, is going to be explore the key strategies to mastering the first contact, what that looks like, how to maximize speed to lead, speed to response, and most importantly, speed to relationship. And now we're also going to discover the value of importance of being an ISA or a single agent in real estate, because to me, those are really similar. Because as a single agent, you have to be an ISA for yourself. It's kind of important to always remember. So first, I want you guys to really understand it. So first contact 101, you really have just the initial chat with potential clients or customers, right? You're building up and setting the tone for the relationship that you'll actually have. Okay, you're really wanting to make sure that you capitalize on that first initial touch. No matter if it's after attempt number 30 or attempt number 1 within the first 5 minutes, whatever it is, you have to set a tone. Okay, because that right there is going to set the relationship going forward. I mean, everybody always talks about first impressions, and I want people to always focus on that. Think about every single potential customer in your database, no matter how big your database is. My database that I work in locally has 72,000 people in it. Every single one of those people are potential customers. They're all people that are going to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, whether it's today, 100 years from now, way past since I'm gone, right? That's something I want people to always think about when they look at their database. Okay, then also on top of that, 72,000 people, times that by like 150 per. Okay, because if you think about it, every single one of those people have about 150 meaningful contacts that they also know. How can you bring value to those people? And it all starts with the first contact. That first touch will have them talking about you in the future. Okay, so the impact is nailing that first interaction to create just a very strong client-agent bond, and that's by setting a successful appointment with them. And I'm going to give you a 30,000-foot view of how this works because I've seen how crucial and impactful these moments are. Right, I've seen that first call be dropped, and I've seen that first text message go unreplied to. Okay, I've seen it just sit there for a couple of days until someone finally responds. That's not setting a good initial tone in your relationship that you're going to have with someone. So first, we're going to talk about speed to lead. You guys have been told this. Oh man, I can't even begin to explain how many times people probably said this to you. Speed to lead is something that I talk about every time I get on a call with anybody, whether it's a client of mine that's an ISA, or it's a team of mine that's an ISA, or a team that I'm talking to, speed to lead. This is so important. Okay, there's such a thing as good automation and bad automation. Okay, there's such a thing as too much automation. But speed to lead, whether it's a first text message that goes out when someone registers, or whether it's a first email that goes out when someone registers, or it's a phone call that's made when someone registers, that is something that you have to really integrate into your system, into your database. Okay, Follow Boss does a great job with this, with the lead flow page, and you can set up an action plan. Okay, I'm always keen on doing 10 days of pain. It's in your guys' action plan library. It's in one of the many folders. I don't know how I can help you find it, but I can probably do a Loom of some sort to help you guys find it. You guys can have mine, but there's also plenty of other ones that I've looked at. Okay, so they're in the system already that you guys all have access to. If you do not have this in your system already, this is something that is going to change your business dramatically. Okay, it's huge. React fast, embrace automation, have a solid lead management process. Okay, so who gets this lead? Right? Who does this lead go to when this lead registers in your database? That's always going to be key. If it goes to an agent that happens to be on vacation, you know that person's not getting the phone call in the first 5 minutes. They might get an email and a text message in the first 5 minutes. Okay, that's perfectly fine, especially if you have the automation in. But if you have someone that it's just going to, and it's maybe on a round robin, and you don't even realize it, that's just falling to someone that's not actually looking at their system every single day. Right? That's something that needs to be addressed inside of your system, and you need to make sure you have that in some sort of workflow that you can really talk about on your day in and day out, or just day in the life. Okay. So as an ISA, I see it every single day when a lead comes in. Well, I have a system set up with call action. I have one set up with Texting Betty, where a text message will go out. It's just asking a question, a simple question. The question actually just says, how do you prefer to be contacted? Phone call, email, or text message. That's it. I just want to know exactly how they want to talk. And I say it all the time, because the thing about it is everybody has their own love language. Everybody has preferred methods of communication. My mom and dad love to talk on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. If I have an unknown number calling me, I won't pick up all the time, right? But if I get a text message that says, who is this? I'm going to answer that. I'm just going to say, hey, how's it going? Who is this, right? I'm just going to ask the simple question. Okay. So understanding that those things are huge, especially when it comes down to that being automated. You have to have someone there, which is really going to bring it down to the next one, which is speed to response. If something automated is going out in your database, someone needs to sit there ready, willing, and able to respond to it. As I said before, if you have an agent that is getting leads that happens to be on vacation, and that first initial text message or email goes out and someone sends a response back to them, and it goes 4 days until they get back, and then all of a sudden they say, I prefer text message within 5 minutes. And now all of a sudden, 4 days later, they say, oh, great, so much. Appreciate you registering on our website. Okay, that lead's already gone, right? I can show you hundreds of missed opportunities because we've waited over the weekend because agents like to take the day off, or ISAs aren't working on the weekend. Okay, automation, if you have it in your database, that doesn't take weekends off. That stuff still goes out, and you have leads registering your database all the time. Do you think that really sets the tone with a potential client, especially when they get an initial text? It is going to set the tone. When they registered Friday night, 8 p.m., they don't get a text message back until Monday morning. Really shows them who is actually working and who's ready to service them, right? We're here for them, okay? So be aware of the problem that you'll run into if you do have some automation set up, okay? I see it all the time, especially within certain systems that love automation, okay? But I also see it inside of systems that don't have automation. Lead registers on Friday, nothing goes through. They don't actually get an initial welcome text message or welcome email until Monday morning. Wow, they take the weekend off. That's brutal. You don't want anything like that in your system, okay? So there's a pretty good healthy balance that you guys will run into, and something that you really want to make sure that you are using, like, as I say, pre-crafted replies, automated tools, and make sure that you're ready round the clock to have that communication with your database. It's going to constantly be going, okay? Everybody has motivation or objectives that they're trying to do as when it comes to buying a home. You've no idea what it's going to be until you actually have that conversation with them. Which brings us to our next slide, which is going to be speed to relationship. Okay, people will talk about speed to lead and speed to response, but I want to stop on speed to relationship. I was at a conference here in Myrtle Beach. It was the Connection Summit, and I think it was Whitley. I think it's Grant Wise. He said speed to relationship would made me really go back 5 years into being an ISA, really look at this and understand how important this is as someone who's getting a brand new lead, right? You have to build You have to build a relationship from the very beginning. We talk about it all the time, but the clients use the agent that they meet with first, right? We say it a lot. And I could give you some crazy statistic, and I think it changes depending on who you ask. And I always make the joke that 45% of stats are actually, or 45% of statistics are all made up. So realistically, you have no idea what's going to happen when you get on that call. You have to go into every conversation, whether it's a text or an email or a phone call, just open and ready to help them. Just open, ready, willing, and able to find out their wins, their wants, their interests, their needs, staying very curious. As an ISA, I always gamify the system for myself. Whenever I have someone register on our database, mentally, there's like a percentage bar next to their name, right? I know it sounds childish, but that's just how I look at it. If someone gets a text message and I send something out to them, that's 1%. Someone replies back to me, that's 5%, right? They tell me what their motive is to buy, their motivation, whatever that may be, that's 25%, okay? I gamify the system to myself to just basically understand what it is I'm trying to uncover with these potential clients and these customers. If I can build such a strong relationship with them at the very, very, very beginning, someone says, hey, I prefer a text message. I say, hey, that's great. What has you looking at homes on our website? What was your main motivation? Okay, I'm asking just simple questions, but I'm doing it quick. I'm doing it before they have a chance to put down their phone. Okay, I'm doing it before they have a chance to actually forget about looking at homes anymore and they're off to doing their next thing. Okay, we all know our attention span with phones in hand is very limited right now. So we want to make sure that we're having those conversations quickly. That's why I say speed to response is so huge. But you want to focus on the trust building side of it. You don't look at them as potential customers until you are ready to actually have a conversation. You look at them as if they're friends. Okay, they all have goals. They all have maybe brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, whatever it may be. They all have other people that they are counting on or other people that are counting on them. You're just trying to understand what has them registering. They put their name, their number, their email in your system, okay, whether they're looking to buy or looking to sell. Okay, you want to understand why they're looking to sell. Okay, you want to ask those questions. You want to genuinely seem curious as to what they're looking to do in their life, because the thing is, that's going to hit. You treat them like you would treat yourself. You think about everybody the same way you'd want to be treated. Okay, if I have someone reaching out to me and having a conversation and asking me questions about my life, about what my goals are, about what I'm looking to buy or sell, I know that that's going to go way farther with me than it would if they just asked me the basic LP Mama questions. Well, cool. What location? What's your price? What's your budget? Are you pre-approved yet? Why did I ever earn the right to ask them if they're pre-approved when I don't even know why they're looking? Okay, you have to really be serious about the questions you're asking people, because if you don't, they're just going to be treated like another number on a spreadsheet, which everybody hates to be. Okay, you have to treat them. There is the transactional side. Okay, I get that and I understand that, but I think it's something that is just not talked about a lot. But everybody in real estate, a lot of the times, I know agents. I personally know agents that are only in it for the buck. They're only in it for the paycheck. They're not actually in it to actually help someone live out their dream of buying a home. Helping a first-time home buyer has to be the greatest feeling. And as someone that's never been an agent, never sold a home, never walked through a house before except for the one that I bought. Okay, but that experience for me was huge. My agent treated me like a real person. He got on the ground. He came into the house for a showing with a tool belt. He was there ready to help me. Okay, he was a $40 million producer. He does hundreds of homes a year, and he is still helping first-time home buyers do those things. He's a big believer of the system and how it works. You want to be informative. You want to inform your client of who you're working with. You want to make an impact. So when they get off of your website and go somewhere else, they remember, oh man, Tristan was great. He helped me. It was amazing. Andrew was great. He helped me. So when they see your name pop up and they see that listing alert from you, they've already mentally made a relationship with you. Just because you had a 5-minute conversation with them, it means something to someone. If someone's willing to give you 5 minutes, that's huge. Like all of you watching this webinar right now, that's huge. We have your guys' eyes and ears to look at some of these things. If you can't make an impact on someone, how do you expect to have their business?
Totally.
So
Spot on.
Speed to relationship, speed to lead, speed to response. Those are the 3 things you really have to focus on, especially when it comes to the art of first contact, okay? That's how you guys really are able to set yourself up, whether it's an appointment today or it's an appointment 10 years from now. The impact that you make at the very beginning will set it up for you. I tell people all the time as an ISA, I'm not looking for opportunities today. I'm looking for opportunities years from now. I'm looking to build my database of people that are looking to do this forever, because I know that I will outwork anybody when it comes to following up with a lead. Because I won't forget the meaningful relationships that I've had, because I have a system in place, which I always tell people to do. Logging into follow up every day, logging into the follow boss every single day is putting you that much farther down the line than other people, because I can tell you how many people actually log into follow boss. Okay. It's a scary statistic. So
Travis, I have a
what's up?
question, dude.
Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you find that the relationships that you're making, they happen more initially through phone calls or texting?
So I'm a weirdo and I track a lot of numbers in our database, and I track a lot of numbers for other databases as well. And I'll tell you, over the last 8 months, answer rate on phone calls is down 29%. And this is over like 100,000 leads, I guess. Answer rate is down by about 29%, but answer rate for text messages is up by about 32% on first initial contact. And that's just, I mean, it's a course of on PPC leads that are just registering in your database and stuff like that. But that's just over the last about 7 or 8 months. But I think, to me personally, and this is just how I look at it, whichever way you get someone on the phone, the next follow-up is going to be that exact same way. So if I get them on the phone and I talk to them on the phone, my next follow-up with that lead is going to be via phone. But if I talk to them via text, have a conversation via text, that next follow-up will be via text. Now, if I can't get them via those ways prior, I'm going to try a different method. Now I'm going to call them, or I'm going to email them. I'm going to try something different, very intentional with it. But whichever way that you do get a hold of them, you capitalize on it, right? Whenever I get someone on the phone via text, or I have a conversation with them, I'm doing whatever I can to keep it fun, keep it light, ask questions, but just low key, trying to build a relationship low key, just like, hey, this is awesome. Having them joke, use their words back with them, right? It's fun to do that stuff. So
Yeah. And Travis, regarding texting, I'm not surprised on those stats that you have. Those are solid. And, it goes back to the fact that the text open rate is still 97, 98%. It's insane. Like, and then 90% of those texts are read within the first 5 to 10 minutes. You compare that to the email stats, it's literally night and day. That's why all of you should always be sensitive to your texting. You would hate to lose communication with any of your potential clients via texting. You do not want that, because that open rate is as high as it gets.
And so the crazy thing about that, and this is going to be something that people are going to actually just hate me for, but year to date, the amount of appointments that I've set via text and via phone call that have actually closed is insane. So for instance, like right now, I just tracked my numbers, and like I said, I've stepped out a little bit to focus on coaching more, but with the closings I'm at year to date, which is like, I think it's like 60 or 65, I would say as an ISA, the amount of closings that I've gotten as appointments that I've set that I've never talked on the phone to, 54 of those 65 closings were all set via text. I never once had verbal communication on the phone, and those all went to the closing table. And those are all PPC leads. Those are no bottom funnel leads. Those are all top of funnel PPC leads that I only ever texted.
Wow.
The other 10 were appointments that I set via phone call, right? Those are ones that I had a verbal communication.
I hope you all heard that. Those are really big numbers, Tristan, on texting alone. And those are not like, Realtor.com or Zillow leads. That's a different type of lead.
It's my favorite lead source. I say it all the time. PPC leads are the greatest lead source, because if you can convert a PPC lead, you can convert any lead in the business, right? That's it.
Well, I'm guessing, Travis, the reason you had such great success is not only you texting, but you're texting in a relevant way. So you don't damage the relationship. If anything, you're meeting them where they are. So you meet them right where they are and taking them from there, which means you're building the relationship and not potentially losing the relationship and actually losing the ability to text. You're doing the opposite.
Exactly. And I always talk about it, and this is going to be something that people will also hate me for, but when you call someone registers on your website, you're asking them, right? You're asking them how they prefer to communicate, whether it's text, call, email, whatever, which way it is. If they don't respond to that, then I'm calling, obviously. But the thing is, if they text me and respond with text, and I'm texting them, having a conversation, I haven't earned the right to have a conversation with someone via phone. I haven't earned the right to just blow their phone up via phone call. That's just the way that I look at it mentally, is just the way that I want to ask permission to call them. And majority of my appointments that I actually do set via phone are all people that are calling me back, not people not people calling me back, people that are calling me for the first time, not me having a conversation. When they want to talk, I'll talk on their time, but I'll text them all the time if they need to. You know what I mean? And that's something I always look at. So this right here, though, this is the importance of being an ISA in real estate. And as I've always said, I'm just an ISA from the standpoint of that's all I've ever done. Never been an agent. Everybody that's an agent, phenomenal. I could never do that. I love sitting at my desk, helping agents and clients together, helping agents leverage out their time and giving back time to their family and things like that. I did the podcast with Ethan and we talked about it a lot. It's something that's really huge for me and how I wanted to really set up my life for that. But as a single agent, and all the single agents that are in here, you'll really need to be on your A game. Like, you have to be on your A game. You have to own first to contact. Because the thing is when you guys are having a lead register in your database, if you do not have an ISA, because you are your own ISA, if you have leads just coming in your database, you have to be on top of it. Speed to lead, speed to response, you have to be a part of it. But if you're a CEO or a team lead, and you are buying leads, okay, if you need to have something like that set up, because either you're a single agent or a team leader, you're lighting money on fire. You're literally lighting money on fire. If you don't have someone that's willing to go 10 days of phone calls, 10 days of text, 10 days of emails, you're lighting money on fire. So I apologize about that. I don't mean to hit you guys with it, but if you guys want to talk to me more, I talk to everybody. So thanks for listening. If you guys have any questions, feel free. I didn't know what else to do with this. I just put that in there. So
You don't know where that leads to, but let's all scan it. I might get a prize.
I didn't know what
brand new t-shirt.
Here we have a QR code in the center of the page. It's right there. We don't know where it goes. I mean, it's so exciting. It's
listen, I'm going to scan it right now.
I asked my virtual partner. I said, "Hey, I see people putting these codes things. Like, do I have one of those?" And she's like, "We'll find it for you, Travis."
I'm just going to scan it and take a risk.
I don't know where that leads to.
Guys.
I've got a good feeling.
I love it. That's great.
Travis, lots of great takeaways. Great job, and thanks for your time today. Your engagement in the chat has been awesome. So I wanted to thank you and for being a part of this, and I will turn it over to Ricardo.